Alright, I'm back. We got a German import here. This is an Oktoberfest Marzen from Pschorr. Uh, Not sure if that's how you say it, but I think so. 5.8 ABV. Did they give us anything else? 11.2 fluid ounce beer. Okay. Odd shaped or odd sized bottle. Brewed in Munich, traditional recipe, original fest beer, filtered. And then on the back side, we got since 1417 through today, Pschorr is considered the special beer for heavenly day-to-day moments. We call it heaven in Bavaria. You call it Pschorr. And then they have the rest of that info there. Let's go ahead and crack this one. It is a bottle, so we'll be using the Lancaster Razor Works bottle opener here. Beautiful bottle opener that Andre over at Lancaster made for me. Cheers, or Prost. Now I will say, Pschorr is probably my favorite of the big houses that import beer here to the States. And this one is no different. This is probably one of, if not my very favorite, Oktoberfest Marzen that comes out of the big German houses that import and do all the fest beers. This one is pretty fucking fantastic. At 5.8, right about where a Märzen should be. It has a nice sweetness to it, not overly sweet, but it has a good breadiness, even a little bit of subtle spice, very, very subtle, but a nice kind of smooth finish as well. Very, very enjoyable, very crushable. Alright, let's get into it. We are on the third installment of the Four Horsemen series. This one is Famine, and they chose a pink and purple cover for this one. This is, of course, from Barrister Mann there. We can see the Omnibus soap base ingredients as well as the website. 4-ounce tub, $20, with notes of dust, hunger, citrus, resins, and moss. And you might be asking yourself, what the hell does dust and hunger smell like? Who knows? You can see where I scooped it and loaded it into my bowl. It is a softer, pliable soap, but a little bit goes a long way. And you will be able to see that here. So I have my Thirsty Badger shave bowl here. Beautiful product out of Canada. You can see there's not a shit ton of lather, but I assure you there's a lot of lather loaded up in here. And since I loaded light, we'll see if I have enough for a shave today, but I pretty much guarantee I do. This is my Turn and Shave shave brush here, and this is my third custom shave brush for the Four Horsemen series that I did way before Barrister and Mann did their Four Horsemen series. So, Famine was said to arrive on a black horse, and so I did black resin as well as black dyed burl wood underneath, and I also threw a little bit of silver and gold in there to kind of show when Famine showed up with the scales, right? And on one side he had the gold, coins of gold. On the other side he had a loaf of bread, and it was kind of the price of bread is too high, and you're too broke to eat, and so it's pretty much you were in a famine. So I put some silver and gold as well in there. Absolutely stunning job by Milton over at Turn and Shave. And then on top we have a hand-tied badger knot. Let's go ahead and wet the face and get this shave on the road. Hope everybody is doing well. I had a pretty good day at work, but I woke up today feeling a little funny, and as the day went on, I started realizing that I may be getting sick again. I swear I was sick just last month. But I think I may be getting sick again, possibly. Who knows? We'll find out. Anyways, let's get right into this. Beautiful, beautiful lather. The Omnibus soap base, as I've said in every video so far in this series, is phenomenal. I won't be spending too much time talking about the soap base itself because at this point, you know, there's nothing more to be said about the quality of Barrister Mann's products, albeit the soap or aftershave, what have you. So we will be focusing more on the scent and the Four Horsemen collection as a whole. So the last one, well actually let me start in the beginning. I started off with, what the hell was number one? Not Conquest, he called it something else. Plague. He called it Plague. So number one was Plague, and I enjoyed Plague. I thought it was a good scent. Didn't blow me away, but I thought it was a good scent. And if you can hear like the little like grinding of something in the background, that's my dog with my puppy playing with her chew toy. So sorry about that if it gets annoying at any point. Anyhow, the straight razor that we're going to be using today is from Raido out of Ukraine. This beautiful blade has moose horn scales that have been dyed. It has like some red, black, green, and then obviously like the off-white bone color. Beautiful, beautiful job. It has a bone white spacer as well. Very beefy, beautiful blade here. You can see the grind and kind of the proprietary end right there. All right, let's get into this and we will talk some more about the scent. So every scent in this series has a core of citrus, resins, and moss. So they all have this Chypre accord that is common between all four scents. What sets Famine apart from the rest is rose, jasmine, vanilla, and cedar. And I think out of the four, I think Famine is number one or number two. And, you know, if I was a betting man, I would say Famine is actually the most approachable, the most crowd-pleasing, the closest that he gets out of this collection to a cologne type fragrance. Famine is the one that probably the only one that would work on date night out of the collection. I am notorious for disliking the rose note. There's very few offerings in the wet shaving world that I've tried, or the fragrance world that I've tried, that had rose and I enjoyed it or could even tolerate it. Chatillon Luxe's Yuzu Rose Patchouli was one of them. That one I definitely had an appreciation for. I enjoyed it. And It's funny. I know there's more than that, but they're really just not remarkable enough for me to remember. If I'm being honest with you guys, I do not like the rose scented anything, even when it's just a supporting note, or maybe it's in the background, or it doesn't take up much of the overall fragrance. I can usually pick it out, and I don't like it. And I'm pretty much saying all this to say, I really like Famine. Famine is a pretty good scent. And I think others are going to enjoy Famine as well. So what do I get? What do I get from it? Let's go ahead and lather up, and we will talk more about my impressions of it. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but I have multiple blemishes right now. I don't know what the deal is, but I have one up here, the neckline, one down there. I have another one kind of tucked up there as well. None of them look like they're bleeding just yet, but if I nick one of them against the grain and it starts bleeding, just know those blemishes were there beforehand. Okay, so let's get into this. So, I do detect the rose in this one, but I don't think it comes across like a dusty, musty rose, which I've smelt in the past and I did not like. This one, to me, it definitely comes across as a little bit brighter rose, which I found it has in common with Yuzu Rose Patchouli from Chatillon Luxe. A little bit on the brighter side of rose. Again, it kind of takes like a third part in the the same way that Yuzu Rose Patchouli was kind of broken down into thirds, and you can almost appreciate each one of those notes. I also feel like this one kind of has like a third of the scent composition as rose. I feel like it's just the perfect amount of that softer hitting rose, that lighter kind of brighter rose. The Chypre is also taking up about a third. I feel like I can detect the Chypre in all four scents. Like it's there, and I can pick it out pretty easily on all four scents, and I can do that with this one as well. It's funny because with notes of dust and hunger, I guess you just don't think Famine is the right name for like a cologne-like kind of year-round, maybe even leaning like spring and summertime. It's not super, super bright, but it's definitely bright enough to shine in the warmer months. And you just don't think of Famine with a scent like that. But I guess plague, war, and death don't really give you much of an alternative now, do they? And then, other than that, I feel like the vanilla's on the bottom, maybe lending a little bit of sweetness to it. It's definitely not a big player, but perhaps the cedar is taking up like that other third, and between those like major notes, it's a winner. It's a pretty crowd pleaser type scent. There we go. I was like, I don't know how I got to this, but my beard line was kind of whack right there, so I had to get that back in bounds. Go ahead and pull the beard up. Get this against the grain going. Very nice. The scent strength on all four of them is about medium, if not, 5.5 out of 10, if not just over medium. They're all there to be enjoyed. I'm not having any troubles smelling them whatsoever, so that's a good thing. I don't like buying scented soaps and not being able to smell them. I think so far out of Plague, War, and Famine, Famine is my favorite out of those three. Plague would be number 2. And then out of those 3, War is number 5. It's just not as good. So let me know if you've picked up this set, or even if you haven't, but you've maybe researched this set or been following along to this series with me. Let me know which one you think, you would like the most thus far. If I was just going off the scent notes and I didn't have them here to smell for myself, I would assume the one with rose was the one I was going to like the least. And it's funny, because it's the one I like the most out of those 3. And we'll update you on the total set once I do the 4th video featuring death. I absolutely love this Raido Star Razor. It is a fucking phenomenal shaver. I'm gonna go ahead and just do one more quick swipe down here by the neckline. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna put the blade away. We will get into the aftershave, see if the aftershave, smells any different than the soap. I will say that was a very enjoyable shave, and Famine is one of the shave soaps that I will be revisiting throughout the year, because Famine so far impressed me. It's not like a mind-blowing scent or anything like that, but it's one of those scents where I thought I didn't like that scent note. Well, actually, I know I don't like that scent note, but this one pulled it off. You know what I mean? It's done well. And so, kudos to Barrister Mann for making a great rose scent for me. There are very few scent makers who can say that. So, alright. We got the red Lancaster Black Sheep Towel. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, I can still smell war on this. Not good. This one's going straight into the washer after this. I do not want to smell war right now when I got Famine here smelling way better. Okay, let's put that to the side. We'll get some matching aftershave Famine. We got the ingredients there, and then they also feature the scent notes as well. Well done on the labeling information. The new artwork, not a fan, but it is what it is. They do have a industry standard quality restrictor though, and a wonderful aftershave base. It does have alcohol in it, but the cheeks, there was no burn, no tingle. And on the neck, there was no burn, no tingle. So, we had a very killer shave. Very close. Hell yeah. And I don't think I cut myself open. Those things are still there, but they're not leaking. Oh, actually down here on the neck. Little weeper down there on the neck on one of those blemishes. Not too shabby though. As far as the scent on the aftershave, I definitely think I pick up more of the cedar on the aftershave. The rose seems a little bit mustier on the aftershave. Yeah, but still very good. I might like the aftershave a little bit less than the soap, if I'm being honest. A little bit more of that that musty old lady rose in the aftershave. That was suppressed in the soap. Still good though. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to death on the next video. And other than that, I appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest of your week. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.